What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Electra is horrified by Luna's baby, and Katie postpones Bill's reunion conversation. According to the Bold and the Beautiful, Katie Logan postponed Bill Spencer's reunion discussion, while Luna Nozawa's kid appalled Electra Forrester. While discussing how Lee Finnegan saved Luna's life at the Forrester guesthouse, Will Spencer conjectured that Luna had tampered with his beverages during the celebration. Will encouraged Electra to recognize that Luna was a psychopath executing yet another well-thought-out scheme, even though he took responsibility for his acts. But in the end, Will had to acknowledge there was more. Electra assumed Luna was back in jail after Will gave her updates on the major altercation at the apartment complex. Will clarified how a pregnancy test dropped out of her purse and acknowledged that Luna was actually at Bill's house. When Electra learned that Luna was expecting Will's child, she was appalled. On Thursday's B&B episode, Katie and Bill talked about keeping Luna at the Spencer mansion until she was far enough along for a paternity test. Bill was ecstatic about Katie becoming his anchor and made hints about a reconciliation, but Katie said that was not the right moment. Katie wanted Will to be the center of attention at the moment. Electra wouldn't be happy about Will cheating, Luna said as she strode back in to boast about the baby. Will didn't choose to sleep with Luna, so Bill and Katie stood up for him. However, Luna felt certain that Electra would soon leave the picture and was excited to start dating Will. Luna was glad to take the paternity test because she didn't sleep around like Papi Nozawa and just loved Will. Sheila Sharp explained her relief at Luna's survival by pointing out that Luna was her grandchild, but Deacon Sharp was upset about it at Giardino. Sheila related to Deacon how she followed Lee after thinking she might be high. Sheila eventually learned that the pills were for Luna and that Lee had wanted to help her get back on her feet. Deacon was dubious and believed that Sheila might have assisted Lee in fabricating Luna's death, but she denied it. Sheila went on to say that she intended to tell Deacon the secret, but Deke Sharp got there before her. As Deacon was still fuming about all the Luna news, Deke went home to Remy Price and claimed that when he left the restaurant, his father was arguing with Sheila. Additionally, Deke reiterated to Remy that he could not be involved with Luna. Remy acknowledged that Deke was solely focused on his boyfriend and acknowledged that he didn't want that kind of difficulty in their lives. Keep an eye out for other challenges that Deke and Remy may face, according to the Bold and the Beautiful. Will explains the reason Electra loses it. Sheila tells Deacon everything, Bill asks Katie to get back together, and Luna is expecting. Bill tells Katie that he's adrift without her. Deacon surmises that Sheila has been secretly seeing Luna, and Luna mulls over baby names on today's episode of Bold and the Beautiful. Will and Luna couldn't have slept together, according to Electra at the guest home. He claims that everyone was mistaken to believe she was dead. Lee saved Luna, Will explains. He found a hidden admirer who was sending him texts. He didn't realize it was Luna. Luna. You slept with Luna, Electra says, her expression twisted. She needs to take a seat. Will is still attempting to make sense of the situation and believes Luna tampered with his drinks and stalked him during the party. This was just another of Luna's nefarious schemes. Although he accepts responsibility for his acts, a psychopath singled him out and wants only Electra. This is a nightmare, according to Electra. There is more, Will adds. When she learns that Luna is in his father's house instead of prison, she is surprised. He explains that when they attempted to take her to the police, a pregnancy test dropped out of her bag. One by one, Electra assembles the parts. Will apologizes often. She begins to breathe heavily. Luna rubs her stomach at Bill's and wishes she could see Will break Electra's heart. When she considers offering to be Will's friend with benefits, she smiles. She will soon start to show, and everyone will know she is expecting a Spencer child. Bill and Katie attempt to devise a strategy. Luna must remain there until a paternity test is obtained. He admits he's lost without her in his life and places the responsibility on himself. She is his sane voice. Bill claims that his one wise choice was to marry her. He wants her because she improves him as a guy. Katie is aware of his intense sentiments, but now is not the time to talk about their future. They must put their son first. Luna jumps in and cheerfully inquires as to whether the child will be named William Spencer IV. She wishes they would accept her helpless child and stop viewing her as a monster. Their grandchild is her entire universe. Luan smirks as Bill and Katie get angry. She informs them that, unlike her mother, she does not have sex with randos. This is an heir to Spencer. After Electra leaves the picture, she and Will be a couple. When Sheila acknowledges that Deke is correct and Luna is still alive at Giardino, Deacon freaks out. He doesn't get this. He was upset that Sheila was glad about this because he believed Luna was dead. If she has been seeing her daughter behind his back, he insists on knowing. She adamantly denies any involvement in Luna's survival. She thought Lee was high because she was ignoring her. After following her to an apartment, she found Luna there. He insists on knowing every detail. She is just aware of that. She notes that Lee declared Luna dead and made an effort to offer her another opportunity at being a good person. Her goal was to help Luna get better. Deacon gives a disbelieving shake of his head. Sheila tells him she has nothing to do with it. Deacon looks. She reiterates that she is telling him the truth. Deke was the first to inform him, even though Sheila wanted to. She assures her husband that she would never be unfaithful to him and that she loves him. He gives a head shake. After returning home, Deke informs Remy that he informed his father that Luna was still alive. When he left, Deacon was questioning Sheila. Remy is reminded by Deke that he cannot be involved with Luna. He has nothing to be concerned about, Remy tells him. They embrace. At the same time that Katie Logan was carefully delaying Bill Spencer's unexpected attempt to patch up their broken love story, Electra Forrester was horrified by the revelation about Luna Nozawa's baby. This was because, in typical Bold and the Beautiful fashion, two storylines converged with disastrous results. It started at the Forrester guesthouse, where Will Spencer, his face still pale and shaken from the storm that had engulfed him, sat opposite Electra, desperately trying to explain how Lee Finnegan had swooped in and saved Luna's life after everyone thought she had died. A revelation that only led to more confessions, with Will haltingly acknowledging that Luna had tampered with his drinks at the promotion party, impairing his judgment, tricking his senses, and forcing him into a night he would never have chosen for himself. Although he told Electra that he accepted responsibility for his actions, he begged her to realize that it was deceit, not desire, that had landed him in Luna's bed, but she was unable to stop her heart from racing and her chest from tightening because she couldn't get the image of Will with that girl, her rival, her tormentor, out of her mind. When Will added that there was more, that Luna was in his father's house instead of in jail as Electra had assumed. Her pulse accelerated even more, and the room began to spin, until at last he acknowledged that a pregnancy test had fallen from Luna's purse and that there was a chance that Luna was carrying his child. This made Electra gasp in disgust as her mind raced with images of Luna showing off a baby bump, smirking at her, and parading around as if she had won, and even though Will reached for her, he tried to explain again that it was all part of Luna's psychopathic scheme. Electra was horrified that the man she loved might be permanently tied to the girl she detested, and in that moment, her world seemed to tilt on its axis, her faith in Will trembling on the verge of collapse. Meanwhile, at the Spencer mansion across town, Katie and Bill were doing their own delicate dance, trying to keep Luna in their home long enough to obtain a paternity test. In a rare moment of honesty, Bill clenched his fists in frustration but softened whenever his eyes fell on Katie, leaning on her as his anchor and even daring to hint at reconciliation. He told her that he was lost without her, that she had always been the sane voice in his storm, that marrying her was the only wise decision he had ever made, and that he wanted her back by his side. Even though Katie's heart faltered and the memory of their past love flickered inside her, she knew that the timing was all wrong, that their son needed their full attention, and so she gently but firmly postponed the conversation, telling Bill that now was not the time, that their family had to come first, and even as Bill nodded, disappointment shadowing his features.